Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Severe weather cleanup. This is a live look at Fairview Road in Raleigh, where a tree fell onto that pickup truck. The lingering effects of our latest round of storms and flooding.
And today we're in for another potential round. Just a few sprinkles this morning, but I'll show you when we'll have a better chance of heavier rain.
HVAC Solutions. School leaders in Wake County are working to make sure the AC stays on as the new year gets started. How they're trying to avoid problems of the past. Yeah, that cleanup underway this morning after torrential rain moved through our area last night. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Down trees and flooding in the Triangle. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker just before midnight at Fairview Road and Myrtle Avenue in Raleigh. Parts of Raleigh and Wake County hit by flash flooding, saturating the ground and trees toppling down.
We do have team coverage for you this morning. First, we're going to go to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, tracking the possibility of more storms later today.
So we'll start off with dual Doppler 5000 radar. There have been just a few sprinkles that have popped up in Chatham County, moving into Wake County and Harnett County. It's not much out there, but just be aware there could be a few sprinkles. You might have to run your windshield wipers at intermittent, but nothing that's going to cause you any real problems for the morning commute. It's a 20% chance this morning, but by lunchtime, a 50% chance and a 60% chance during the afternoon. That's the same chance that we had yesterday, and the same sort of weather pattern that we saw yesterday as well. We have a low-end flood risk. That means that we'll have some isolated 1 to 3 inch totals. There'll be people that don't see much rain at all today, and it's not likely to pop up in the same location that it did yesterday. But once we hit 2 to 3 inches in any given spot right now, we'll likely end up with some flooding. Here's a look at Clinton. Lots of rain there yesterday. The streets are still wet, and there's some fog that's developing. We're seeing that in a few places. You might run into that this morning, especially down in the Sandhills and up around Rocky Mount and Wilson. We'll see a high of 85 degrees this afternoon. Of course, we're still tracking the tropics as well. We'll take a quick look at what's happening with Aaron. That storm still has winds at 45 miles per hour. It's moving west at about 22 miles per hour, a little faster than yesterday. But of course, the forecast path just continues to take it right across the Atlantic at the end of the forecast path. It takes it out to Sunday, still looking like a Category 3, a major hurricane, but not approaching land over the weekend. I'll show you what our beaches could see this weekend coming up. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, at 6:02 right now, we just have Raleigh police working a crash on Capitol Boulevard in the southbound lane near Millbrook Road. Right there in that intersection, we're not seeing any delays in the area, so nothing to worry about as we take you outside, give you a live look at I-40 and Lake Wheeler. That's the westbound lanes moving at a nice steady clip in the westbound lanes, also in the eastbound lanes in great shape this morning. So as far as other major routes coming into the capital city, really we're not seeing any delays whatsoever. It's a situation where this time of the morning, you're really not going to see that many delays. So that's really good news. No delays whatsoever. Just 1 minute if you're coming in from Wake Forest. In terms of Durham, all those major highways are delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
People in Raleigh are cleaning up this morning after heavy rain fell last night. Ali Kadlabar is in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker near 5 Points, where a tree fell onto a truck there. Ali, quite a scene earlier.
Yes, Jeff, and you can see that this trunk is still laying on this truck. You can see actually the exact impact that it has, this major dent in that hood right there. But we want to show you a better vision of what this tree looked like. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker around 11. You can see the large tree is completely blocking Fairview Road. It was after all those downpours swept through the Triangle. We saw crews use cranes and chainsaws just to clear the street. And we're working to find out if there's any other cleanup efforts. We know that the owner of this truck is going to have to deal with this major mess right now, or throughout the morning. We're going to keep you guys updated. Reporting in Raleigh, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
This latest round of severe weather comes on the heels of Tropical Depression Chantal, causing some destruction in July. Beth Rivera captured this video from her office. This was taken at the intersection of North Harrington and Johnston Street in downtown Raleigh.
I've been in that building for over 4 years now, and I've never seen that specific corner flooded before, so it was pretty shocking. I just went ahead and recorded it, and a lot of the cars were stopping and backing up and turning around.
Yeah, good for them, because that's what we always say, turn around, don't drown.
We are less than 2 weeks from the first day for Wake County schools, and today we'll get an update on what's being done to make sure classrooms stay cool. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live from Vance Elementary in Raleigh. And Kelsey, aging HVAC units have forced dozens of schools to close on hot days in recent years.
Yes, Renee, and Vance Elementary here is one of the schools that has been forced to do that because of ongoing HVAC issues. This year-round school actually had to dismiss early for a day back in June because the AC stopped working in the middle of the first heat wave of the summer. Wake school leaders will be meeting today to get an update on HVAC maintenance. More than 60 schools have been impacted by some type of HVAC issue. That's about 1/3 of all schools in the district. At times, students were stuck in the heat for most of the school day. That's because the HVAC system would break too late in the day for early dismissal. School leaders have been working to fix this problem.
They've doubled their HVAC maintenance budget. It was $20 million just 2 school years ago, and last year was $40 million. And that number is just slowly going up over the next few years.
Now, we have asked the district for the number of schools that have been forced to close for a day because of HVAC issues. We're still waiting to hear back, but that data is scheduled to be released when school board members meet this afternoon. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Wake County.
2 people charged in the boat crash that killed a 10-year-old girl on Harris Lake earlier this month are now facing second-degree murder charges. The new charges were handed up by a grand jury yesterday. Quentin Kite and Anne-Marie Flanagan were already facing several other charges in the death of 10-year-old Brooklyn Carroll, including felony death by impaired boating. The crash happened back on August 2nd. Brooklyn was swimming when the boat hit her. Jennifer Staley also suffered severe injuries in that crash. WRAL spoke with the defense attorney not involved in this case, and he says these types of murder charges will require prosecutors to prove Kite and Flanagan acted with malice.
Normally in something like this, it would either be a felony death or something like that. For it to be second-degree murder, the DA has seen something that he thinks rises above the typical accident, even an impaired driving accident.
Kite had a pending DWI charge in Moore County prior to the crash. If Kite and Flanagan are convicted of second-degree murder, they could face 10 years or more in prison.
A man is dead and a woman is in the hospital this morning after shooting in Durham. Police responded to the Camden Point Apartments on East Knox Street around 3 yesterday afternoon. Officers say the woman's injuries are life-threatening. We talked to a neighbor about what happened.
This is a pretty quiet neighborhood. We don't have too much of any kind of dangerous activity happen out here for the most part. Yeah, it's just kind of wild to hear.
Police say they don't believe there is a danger to the public.
Time is 6:08 here in the WRAL Live Center. I'm getting a look at some of the key economic indicators that we could see this week that kind of give us an idea of how inflation is doing. Today, the Consumer Price Index is set to come out. You also have the Producer Price Index set out to come out on Thursday, as well as the initial jobless claim report. And then the Import Price Index releases Friday, as well as U.S. retail sales. Now, you may see all this and wonder, well, what does this have to do with me? This is sort of a measuring tool, all of these, to see how much you're paying for goods and how much producers are paying for goods that ultimately could be passed on to you. We'll be watching to see when the CPI comes out later this morning at 8:30.
Today, teachers in Wake County can get free supplies for their classrooms. It's part of WakeEd's Tools for Schools partnership. It will be held at WakeEd's location on Capitol Boulevard from 1 until 4 today and Thursday. Last school year, the organization served more than 5,000 teachers. And happening this afternoon in Zebulon, the police department is hosting its own back-to-school drive. You can bring school supplies over to the Walmart on East Gannon Avenue. That event will run from 2 to 7 p.m. WRAL has you covered for the start of the new school year. Find out where to find the cheapest supplies, what to do if your kids are nervous about the first day, or if you as a parent are as well, and more on WRAL.com. Search Back to School.
Today's day 2 of the State Department's Passport Fair in our viewing area. These events are designed for first-time passport holders to get a passport book and or a passport card, which are both Real ID compliant. So if you're not able to get an appointment at the DMV to get a Real ID for upcoming travel, a passport is an alternative. Today's fair will be held at Franklinton Elementary from 10 to 4 p.m. You need an appointment if you want to go to that. Clayton Police Department is teaching people to be on the lookout for scams. The department is hosting a fraud awareness event at the Clayton Center on East 2nd Street. The free session will go over how to look for common scams and how to protect yourself and your money. The event starts at 1 p.m. 10 after 6 right now on your Tuesday. Steel plant explosion. 2 people are dead. Others are in critical condition. The work being done to determine what caused this massive blast.
And fiery crash. A plane loses control during its landing, smashing into others parked on the runway. The tense moments as crews rush to pull people to safety.
And another potential chance for some flooding today. We'll have a 60% chance of rain later on this afternoon. I'll show you how much rain is in our forecast coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, taking a look at dual Doppler 5000 radar. We do have just a couple of isolated showers moving out of Chatham County into Wake County. You can see that near Apex. You're going to see a quick little sprinkle. Those are starting to move up toward Chapel Hill as well, and then around Pittsboro. So a sprinkle or two this morning. I wouldn't expect to see anything heavy to start with. It's about a 20% chance. But by lunchtime, it's a 50% chance, and then a 60% chance later this afternoon. And that's when we're going to get into the potential for some heavy downpours like we saw yesterday. A little bit of fog in places, like take a look at Wilson here, looking foggy here in downtown, 72 degrees, low clouds in Durham and 73 in Fayetteville, looking a little bit foggy there as well. Just so much moisture in the atmosphere. It's a quarter-mile visibility in Southern Pines, half a mile in Rocky Mount, quarter-mile visibility is about the threshold for some fog. Temperatures this afternoon in the mid-80s. Walking the dog this evening, you'll likely run into some rain. We'll talk more about some of our totals expected today. Coming up, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Your window on your morning commute. Here's it. I-40 Carytown Boulevard. Traffic flowing nicely in all directions, which is really good news this time of the morning. You're getting ready to head out the door. In terms of, we had a couple of crashes. This one in Capitol and Millbrook. This crash near the Beltline just happened. Give me a few minutes. I'll let you know if that's going to affect your morning commute, if at all. But right now, all the major routes in and out of the capital city are relatively delay-free. Similarly, we're not seeing any delays in the Bull City as well. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
A second person has died after an explosion at a steel plant in Pennsylvania. Authorities say a person who was missing after the blast has been confirmed dead. This all happened at the U.S. Steel Coke Works plant near Pittsburgh. At least 10 people were taken to the hospital. 5 are in critical condition. Officials say the attention is now turning to what caused the explosion.
There's lots to be investigated, validate everything that occurred here. And our crews will continue to be here assisting U.S. Steel in that process of reviewing what occurred.
This plant is one of the largest coke manufacturing facilities in the country.
4 people walked away from a fiery plane crash in Montana. Remarkably, the pilot and 3 passengers escaped without serious injury. WRAL's Michelle McConaughey joins us now with this incredible video, Michelle, as well as the reaction from people who saw this whole thing happen.
Yeah, Jeff, look at this video here. This video shows the moments after that plane crash at Kalispell City Airport. Look at all of that smoke and all the flames coming from that plane. The single-engine plane was attempting to land and crashed into several other planes on the runway, causing them to burst into flames. 4 people were on board at the time. Kalispell police confirmed there were only minor injuries and the fire was contained. Several people were working at a nearby coffee shop and saw the entire thing unfold. They said watching it was overwhelming.
It's very miraculous that everybody was able to get off safely and no serious injuries were involved.
We feel like it's just kind of a rare thing that was unfortunate, and we're just so happy that everyone's okay.
The other planes were unoccupied, thankfully. A preliminary investigation showed the pilot lost control of the plane. The FAA and NTSB will conduct an investigation to determine the actual cause.
Michelle, thanks. Washington Mayor Muriel Bowser says President Donald Trump's decision to put D.C.'s police force under federal control is unsettling. The president claims D.C. is seeing rampant crime and violence. The numbers actually show crime in Washington is at a 30-year low. The law gives the president the power to take control of the city's police force for 48 hours if he decides there's an emergency. He can retain control of the department for a longer time if he notifies certain lawmakers in Congress.
A massive lightning strike was caught on camera near Charleston, South Carolina. This is not that video, but I want you to take a look at this if we do have it, because a police officer was able to catch a massive lightning strike and fireball on his dash cam. It hit a utility pole. It caused a giant explosion, knocked out power for the whole area there. Nobody was hurt. Here it is right here. Look at it on the left side of your screen. And then it looks like it arcs across the street to the other side. In fact, as you see it again here, blows up a transformer on the right side of the road as well. Nobody was hurt, but those roads were shut down for hours.
Just wild weather there. 6:18 now. Let's turn our attention to the tropics and Tropical Storm Erin. An update from Elizabeth Gardner.
So Erin formed yesterday, thousands of miles, 3,000 miles away from the United States. But we're going to watch it crossing the Atlantic and headed into the North Caribbean by this weekend. It's likely to take a curve to the north. And will it stay away from us? It's too early to tell. But right now it looks like the likely scenario is that it would stay offshore. Here's a look at the storm right now, looking a little more ragged than it did this time yesterday, but still has winds at 45 miles per hour, moving west at 22 miles per hour, a little bit faster than yesterday, but not a significant difference. So it will continue to just move right across the tropics here, right across the Atlantic, likely to become the first hurricane of the season by tomorrow night. And then, of course, a potential major hurricane by the time we get to the weekend. But this is the weekend. This is going to be 2 a.m. Saturday and 2 a.m. Sunday. It is not sitting anywhere close to land. It's going to be north of the Leeward Islands at that point. So here's a look at what happens with that storm. What is steering it is a high pressure system that's sitting out in the middle of the Atlantic. That high pressure system rotating clockwise is pushing that storm west, and it'll eventually sweep around that high pressure system. Now, will there be a trough or a front that helps to kick it away from the United States? That is looking like the likely scenario right now. But again, really early to tell exactly. This is a look at some of the computer model plots. And as we take it out to the end of the loop, that takes it out to next Tuesday, a week from now. You can watch it make that northerly turn. And we can infer that that keeps it away from the United States. It's something we'll watch closely. So you have beach plans this weekend. Don't worry. It'll still be well out to sea at that point. Monday and Tuesday, there could be some high rip current danger. And then Wednesday and Thursday, if there are going to be any impacts at all, the storm may be offshore. It would be Wednesday, Thursday. That's when it could be closest. Doesn't mean it will be close, but we'll continue to watch it. A couple of isolated showers for us out there this morning. We have some waves of rain that will move through, especially close to lunchtime into the afternoon. Some of that will be heavy at times like we saw yesterday. We still have that low risk for flooding like we saw yesterday, especially for the afternoon. Not to say that everyone will see it, but some isolated 1 to 3 inch totals. Again, I want to push isolated. We do have that low risk for flooding really all the way through Friday, but our chances of rain do start to go down as we head closer to the weekend. At that point, our temperatures also start to go up. We're talking about a string of highs in the 90s. And of course, we haven't seen that in a while. We were so spoiled for the first part of August, but August is catching up to us for sure.
And reminder that we're still in the summer season. Elizabeth, thanks. Hey, we got a couple of things to tell you about. A couple of crashes. Really nothing that's delaying you this morning, but I do want you to know about it. A stalled vehicle at Sunnybrook near Pool Road. We're not seeing any delays in the area. Probably it's a situation where it's off to the side of the road. This crash probably in the clearing phase at Capitol Boulevard, southbound near Millbrook Road. Again, we're not seeing any delays in that area. Just watch for that police activity in that particular area. As far as major routes coming into the capital city, no delays whatsoever. So that's really good news. Similarly, in Durham, we're not seeing any delays on any of those highways as well. As always, you don't have to leave us if you head into the car. Just tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Still ahead this morning, protecting kids. New safety standards are coming for car seats. 5 on Your Side examines what's changing and how the seat you have may stack up now. Food stamp cuts. Millions of Americans could lose benefits under the new federal spending plan. how the number of hours people work will factor into their eligibility. If you see breaking news happening, have a story tip for us, or take video or pictures of the weather where you are, report it to us. Go to WRAL.com/report it to send your video, pictures, or tip to our news team.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
A big announcement from Taylor Swift, and soccer superstar is now engaged.
Ken Smith here now with What's Trending on our Tuesday morning, Ken.
Oh, Jeff and Renee, Swifties are getting very excited after the Grammy-winning star announced she is releasing a new album. The announcement coming early this morning. The only clue is that the new release will be called The Life of a Showgirl.
No official release date yet, but tell you what, T Swift is a song-generating machine. Her last album came out in April of 2024, and now she's talking about her 12th album that will drop this year. My goodness.
My goodness is right. Hey, soccer superstar Cristiano Ronaldo getting married. His now fiancée model Georgina Rodriguez posted a picture of the ring, or the rock, on Instagram with the caption, "Yes, I do, in this and in all my lives."
Wow.
My goodness.
They have several children together already. They've been together 8 years, and yeah, look at the size of that thing.
I'm blinded by the bling.
Not even Taylor Swift has that. I can tell you what. That's 37 carats, it's estimated. $5 million.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ken, thank you.
Good workout.
All month long, we are helping area animals find forever homes during our Clear the Shelters adoption event. Cumberland County Animal Center will be offering free adoptions on August 22nd through the 29th. So give a furry friend a fresh start. To learn more and locate a shelter near you, go to WRAL.com/shelters.
Storm cleanup. This is a live look at that downed tree that crushed a pickup truck in Raleigh. What crews are dealing with after another wet weather event in the Triangle.
And HVAC solutions. The work happening today in Wake County schools to make sure air conditioning is in good shape as the school year gets started.
And heading out the door, you could run into just a few light showers this morning, one around Apex, a little bit more around Chapel Hill. I'll walk you through the day today and show you where we're likely to see some more heavy rain.